What is up, guys, and welcome to today's prediction video. For this one, we will be focusing on the Premier League's Super Sunday clash taking place on this weekend, the 12th of November, between Chelsea and Manchester City. Now, the last time these two sides met was on the 21st of May last season. City were already crowned Premier League champions at that point and actually received a guard of honor from Chelsea. But the citizens were still gunning for a treble, so they wanted to keep their consistency and their form going. And they started things off in the best way possible when in the 12th minute, Julian Alvarez was played through after City won the ball in midfield and then just sliced Chelsea apart through the center, and Alvarez is left one-on-one with the keeper and finishes fantastically. The match ends that way, but one goal was all that City needed, if they needed anything, considering they were already champions at that point. But it did what it needed to do and gave them a confidence boost going forward into both the Champions League final and the FA Cup final. We start off our team analysis with Chelsea. It is 3 wins, 1 draw and 1 loss in their last 5 matches, and the Blues can take some serious confidence from knowing their last fixture was a 4-1 victory against Tottenham Hotspur away from home in the Premier League. The match was contentious. There was I think 2 red cards in it, so Spurs played with 9 men, and Chelsea I think were given 1 or 2 penalties as well. But at the end of the day, the result is all that matters. Now, players I want to highlight. The first player I want to talk about is Cole Palmer. He was crucial in that match against Spurs. He's been crucial for Chelsea all season so far, 3 goals and 4 assists. But this is an incredibly emotional match for him because he will be coming against his former team. Now, another former Manchester City player that I'd like to highlight here is Raheem Sterling. It is 4 goals and a single assist for Sterling so far this season. He too has had to be revitalized under Pochettino. It was terrible for Sterling last season, but playing out wide has given him the opportunity to use his pace once again, and he's used it to fantastic effect. And finally, the last player I want to talk about is Moises Caicedo. Caicedo is going to have his hands full dealing with a Manchester City midfield that just loves to move the ball quickly, efficiently and accurately. So Caicedo is going to have a lot of duties defensively. Thankfully, he's still very young, so I expect him to spend quite a bit of time chasing the ball in that midfield. Next up, we talk Manchester City. Now, City have been fantastic. It is 5 wins from 5 in their last 5 games. Their last match being a 3-0 victory at home against Young Boys in the Champions League. City made it look easy, to be honest. They were slick, they were accurate, they were at their prime. And mind you, this is still a City team that I would say is not even at its maximum potential because De Bruyne is still out injured. But players that I want to highlight here, firstly, the man getting all the goals, the man who got a brace against Young Boys, Erling Haaland, takes his tally up to 15 goals so far for Manchester City this season, but he also has 3 assists. Now, Haaland has these moments where maybe for 2 or 3 games he doesn't score, but then all of a sudden he's getting braces and hat-tricks back to back. So I expect Haaland to find the back of the net against Chelsea. Next up is Julian Alvarez, 7 goals and 4 assists for him. Alvarez has taken up that creative role that De Bruyne used to have. It is insane to think that Alvarez can play in so many positions. You can put him out on your right wing, out on your left wing. You can have him play as an out-and-out number 9, or you can have him play deeper in midfield, which is what Guardiola's been doing lately. And Alvarez has been doing fantastically. So he can create from anywhere, but he can also score from anywhere. And finally, I want to talk Kovacic. Now, contrary to Palmer and Sterling, for Kovacic, Chelsea is his former side. Kovacic was brought in to replace Ilkay Gundogan, who departed from the Etihad and went to Barcelona. But this is the first time that Kovacic will be playing at Stamford Bridge and not as a Chelsea player in many years. So I just think to myself, he's going to have a crucial role here. I'm very curious to see how the crowd welcomes him, but his ability to pick a pass from any range practically, but also to get stuck in and win balls will be crucial. But I just think sometimes Kovacic just needs to keep his composure just a little bit better. Okay, on to the head-to-head. So in the last 5 matches, the result has been the same, a victory for Manchester City. More importantly, I think something we got to note is that in all 5 of those victories, City have kept clean sheets. Now remember, this is still a Chelsea side that I would say is in the process of rebuilding. They're very inconsistent at this point. They might get a win or two here and there, but as it stands, I mean, they still have the same amount of wins and losses, which is 4. Chelsea, however, can take heart from knowing that they've been rested midweek because they're not taking part in any European fixtures at all. So their team should be a little fresher. However, what will count against Chelsea, I think, is knowing that Anthony Taylor will be refereeing this game. Chelsea fans were celebrating last weekend when they found out that he was going to be demoted to the Championship following some dubious refereeing decisions. But now he's back, and I think it is just so poetic that he's back for Chelsea's home game. So I expect him to be booed quite a bit. But I think then already Chelsea kind of will have an excuse for if they don't get a positive result. City, on the other hand, have been fantastic right through, keeping clean sheets in this fixture, just being so dominant right through. I think another thing is also the form of Erling Haaland is going to count for City here. Haaland sometimes, you know, he can perform against, I would say, teams that are slightly weaker, but when it comes against the big boys, Haaland sometimes has difficulties. But I don't think this is going to be one of those matches. I fully expect Haaland to score here. I fully expect City to win. Their form has just been way too good for them not to win. I think, again, if we look at the table, Manchester City being first with 27 points, Chelsea being 10th with 15 points. Fair enough, it's only 12 points separating the two sides. But City are just looking so good. Chelsea were kind of floundering, to be honest, and Spurs were flying high, but I actually did not expect Chelsea to beat Spurs. I expected this to be the match where Chelsea sort of turns their season around. But I think actually knowing that Chelsea did it against Spurs last weekend changes things for me quite a bit. I expect Pep to keep his possession style going into this match, and I expect Poch to decide or to focus more on Chelsea's abilities on the counter-attack. But the difference is, I don't think Pep Guardiola is going to have his team defend with a high line the way Spurs did. I think Pep understands that Chelsea will be potent on the counter-attack. Fair enough, he does have players who can deal with these counter-attacks, I feel, more efficiently than Spurs. But I think Pep's side is just set up tactically a little bit better, and technically a little bit better as well. So I fully expect Manchester City to win this one, probably keep a clean sheet as well, but I actually think it's more likely that Chelsea will score here. So I'm actually going to go with a 2-goal win for Manchester City, but I think both sides will score. Hi, thank you for making it to the end of this video. We really appreciate the watch time. And the fact that you took some time out of your day to spend it with us talking about the sport that we all love. If you enjoyed the content, why not, drop a like down below or comment in the comment section. Maybe even consider subscribing to the channel. And I mean, while you are here right now, have a look at some of our old videos too. They should be appearing on the screen right now, along with that subscribe button. So you know exactly what to do. Thank you so much. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm. And have a great day out there. And we hope to see you again very, very soon. Thanks. Stay safe.